Hello, welcome to How Casinos Could Attract a New Audience. A really stupid idea. Yeah, supposedly casinos are losing gamblers. Las Vegas is having an issue. I've heard this before. I'm not sure how true it is, so I'm going to assume it's true because I'm going to assume that today's generation of young adults has listened to their parents and heard their wisdom and adhered to it. And some of evidence that this is true is that young people aren't buying timeshares. They don't even give them the time of day. They don't look at them. They know they're a bad deal. They watch their elderly parents go through all that, and we get skeptical. The casinos, on the other hand, are still wanting to entice us with everything but gambling, and they always portray their advertisements to come to them as everything but gambling. We're not going to show it too much because really everything else is what you're really come here for, even though vast majority of your time you're not in the buffet, you're at the casino. They know that. But they're having a very, very difficult time attracting young people to come to their casinos. And I think I have a solution for this, though it probably will not work, and it's actually probably a really bad idea. Now, you might be saying, well, they play card games at casinos. This would be a perfect place for people who like to play card games. And I can tell you from personal experience, the problem with card games at casinos is that they're made to be really, really obvious rules so that nobody has to think. There's no skill involved. It's literally advanced coin flipping at this point. Yeah, you could card count and do stuff like that, but eventually they kick you out of the table and they say you're an advantaged player. They have the ability to do that. When it comes to real gambling where the casino might lose, they tend to only put games out that really aren't games as much as odds in their favor. And this is the problem with gambling games. It's why I don't really cover them, because they're not really games as much as they are just statistical, trivial pursuits. And they don't really have an end phase. They don't really have a start phase or a middle phase. It's literally just money being handed over. Now, I say, what if we actually paid casinos to get into the referee business? What if they had casino employees whose only job was to know a particular set of rules for a game and just enforce them? Now, this is not a new idea. Casinos have had a lot of success with poker, where the players, for the most part, administer the game themselves. The casino has very, very minimal surveillance over the game. They don't really necessarily need to because the players themselves police the game. Now, poker's had a lot of success with this, brings in a lot of money, and the casino is just getting a commission on that usually. They're not necessarily putting any real money at risk. The players have to put their own money at risk. The casino takes a small cut, and a really simple business idea. They've been broadcasting it on network television for well over 2 decades now, and it's not the only game they could be doing this to. They've had some other success in other places around the world with other card games. In particular, India has had a similar phenomenon with Rummy. Now, I'm not saying or suggesting that casinos start adding other types of gambling like the card game horse race at all. Nothing like that. What I am suggesting, though, is that they start adding actual games like, let's say, Yahtzee or Farkle, where you have players who are paying money and paying the casino a small commission by not getting the full jackpot. We could do this with Quingo, we could do it with Quinto, we could do it with Quicks. We could do it with several different dice games. And the casinos themselves could just convert some old craps tables or craps pits, I'm not even sure what the proper nomenclature for that is, into just dice rolling large dice trays, essentially, where you can just hurl dice across the table, hit the wall, and decide and declare to the dealer what dice you want to hold and what dice you don't want to hold. Now, other types of skilled games have been featured at casinos where the casino gets a commission. In this case, we're showing footage from the World Rummy Tour that was somewhat, I guess, popular in India. I'm not sure. And yeah, there's been attempts in the private sector with small social communal organizations to hold Spades tournaments. There's one casino in Las Vegas that does a gin rummy tournament almost semi-annually. There's some games that are darn near sports like chess where it's super popular, super competitive. Our bridge where you have a large enough player pool that players want to do their skill set. But what about more recent games? Why not get into just a commission tournament, Azul or Catan tournament? I think those would work. Those would attract a new crowd that doesn't necessarily see the point of gambling, but would love to gamble on something they have a little bit of skill over, and they are guaranteed to know somebody's going to win. It might be them, it might not. Now, why this won't happen, let's be honest, there's probably not enough money in it. And that is because a lot of these games would require players to learn a new set of rules. And while some of them are easy, learning new games is somewhat difficult. And you're not going to want to pay an employee when this thing makes more money. And you also might not have a whole lot of people interested. I know from the fact that trying to get card game meetups going, a lot of people just didn't care. So overall, it's probably a dumb idea to do. We just don't have the interest for it. So that's probably why it won't happen. So like always, if you haven't gone on to card game meetups and you do like to play cards, it never hurts to get on there and post your city and post what games you know. And I want to thank our musician, Robert Dimbley, for allowing us to use his music. It fit the length of this talk, and I hope I've spread some insights to everybody. In the comments, please write your opinions on this idea. Do you think it would work? Do you think it would not work? If a casino near you were to try something like this, would you go? And if so, what games would you want them to be hosting? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next video.